I didn't do weights until I was 17, and actually, ironically, the first place I did weights was in South Africa. So Leicester sent me there to go and join this South African Institute of Rugby.
Really?
And we thought it was a training.
I thought you were going to say you thought it was a joke.
Solely training. Well, it was a joke because what we were doing was basically it was an academy for referees. So we were sitting in these auditoriums, me, my mate Deeks, who's now the Leicester coach, a guy called Lee Morley, who's over in Australia now, and some Welsh lads. And we were in this auditorium every day. We're in this auditorium every single day. And they're talking to us about, like, how rugby balls are made, how whistles are made. We're like, what the hell is this?
What have they sent us to?
So we basically reached out to someone at the Institute and said, look, this ain't for us. Like, Leicester have sent us here. They don't know what they've signed us up to. We're Mongrel Mob. We're from Leicester. We just want to throw some tin around, even though I've never thrown tin around. Anyway, it went from that to where I ended up with Deeks. He was injured the whole time.
Which Deeks, Louis or Brett?
Brett. Two of the hardest blokes who've ever done it. But we went from doing that to having one-on-one training with Ollie LaRue, who was the Springbok prop.
Yeah, I remember him.
So he'd take us down the beach every Friday to do an Ironman, which you had to run peer-to-peer, swim around the pier, do these mad exercises on the beach, train with him on a Friday. At the weekends, we'd train with a guy called Kevin Barry, who was the Natal Sharks and Springbok conditioning coach. We were taking supplements, legit. Bit of creatine back then.
Bit of biltong.
Of course, yeah.
100%.
Just eating constantly. I mean, the meat's so cheap there. And I went from being in South Africa, having not done any weights in my backyard in Coventry and Leicester. And when I came back there, the development of having that strength and conditioning, well, it was not even comparable. It was like, that's what it was. It made me, well, I still couldn't run, but I was naturally strong as an ox. But that was it, like that, at that age of 17, 18, and that training, that time in South Africa.
How long were you there for? A week?
Yeah, exactly. It felt like a week. I was there for just under a year. We got run out.
Really?
We ended up having a big scrap and we had to leave. So, in a car park at my old rugby club, DHS Old Boys.
Yeah.
And we'd gone there, and because I wasn't about the training, I was about playing. So I ended up playing for DHS Old Boys, and we were out one night, and I'd basically taken the position of, what was that second row at Exeter who was in the team, the old school, for years and years?
Well, Tommy Hayes?
Tommy Hayes.
Yeah.
So I'd basically come in and taken Tommy Hayes' position, right? Okay, young lad coming through. Tommy Hayes was at the end. And we were out one night in a nightclub in Durban, Night Fever. 20 rand to get in, so it was about £2 to get in, all you could drink. And this lad, let's call him Tommy Hayes, makes a beeline for me and starts on me in this nightclub. And he's pissed out of his head because obviously I've taken this position, but he's never said.
Not for you to stand down from a confrontation ever, Jim.
But at this point, these are my teammates. I never did. So Deeks gets involved, and Deeks gets in the middle. And he's like, mate, like, what's the fucking problem here? Anyway, Tommy Hayes swings at him. And then Deeks steps back, and as we know,
launches,
left uppercut,
sleeping,
knocks this lad clean out. This lad is like a legend of the team. Was a legend. We don't think anything of it. We carry on the night, go out, eat our Bratwurst sausages, and as we get back to the house, all the lads are queued up in their bloody 4x4s.
You kidding me?
Waiting for us to get there. They'd gone in, they'd wrecked the joint. They pulled this lad called Owen Williams, who played for Wales Sevens and Cardiff, and ripped him out of his bed. His missus was there, Angie, and we're like, taxi driver, drive. So the taxi driver's taken us, and it's like, where am I? I said, take us to the owner of the club's house. So he took us to the owner of the club's house, and the club, the lad Michael Spinks was a scrum half for the club. Yeah. His dad was the owner, and his dad was like, look, if there's an issue, you need to go to the rugby club and sort it out. Like, you need to get there and fucking deal with it like men. So I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. So the taxi driver has dropped us at the house, and Michael Spinks' dad has taken us to the club in his Range Rover. Get to the club, and I mean, it was £2 all you can drink. So I'm absolutely bothered.
Flying.
I remember going into the car park, they're all stretching. All the lads are stretching.
Ready for the bleep test.
And I'm like, fucking here we go. But it's right, we got Deeks, we got Morley, these lads can scrap. But these lads hadn't played at the club I was playing. They were injured and they are doing whatever, doing a bit of training. Yeah. So I remember opening the door and they're like, get out the fucking car. I remember getting out the car and I know them. I've walked towards the captain. Yeah. And next thing, someone's hit me. Let's just say it was a scaffolding pole. Someone's hit me that hard. Apparently, I'm like...
Good night.
I'm starfished on the floor.
Gone.
So I don't see anything, but the story goes, they're trying to get Deeks out the car and he is uppercutting them from the car. So like not even a standing start, and they're dropping like flies. Police turn up, mace everyone, and then next thing we know, me and Deeks are in the back of the car, back of the police car. I got pictures at home on my wall of us, like, me nose is across my face, my lips are literally 5 times the size. I know, Deeks, not a scratch on him. He goes home, back to Leicester to play. I end up staying, and they were like, they're all shaking my hand, like they thought I was an absolute legend because I took a pasting.
That hell of a story. No wonder you got a storyteller on your biography.
Of course, that's what it is. Yeah, Jesus. True story. And the weird thing was, maybe 10 years later, I was in Leicester, and the lad that was captain of the club, Ludi, his name was, like, comes up to me and asked her.
You're kidding me?
Oh, do you remember me? And I was like, my last memory
was you smacking me.
It wasn't him. Me walking towards you and someone hit me with a scaffolding pole.
Jeez.
So yeah, that was hey, fucking make a man of you.
Oh, wouldn't it?
That's all I know.